Hello everyone, my name is Sushant Kumar and I'm doing my project on database uh, backup and recovery proposal for Icon Mortgage. First, I'm going to give you some background information about the Icon Mortgage. Icon Mortgage is a limited liability corporation that deals with residential properties. They are a medium-sized company that doesn't have a database backup and recovery plan. Their database mostly consists of personal and financial information about the clients. Now I'm going to talk about some risk and threats to their company. First, it's man-made, which is human error. People working there can make some errors while editing a file, so which could cause loss of data or corruption. Second is natural disaster. There could be a fire or a hurricane, a flood or earthquake, which would cause them loss of data too. And third is power failure or system failure. There are many possible causes of data corruption in a computer system, such as electronic noise, physical hardware defects, hardware design errors, data communications and transfer, and software design errors. I researched their company's business process and found out that they are currently in a very precarious situation, as they do not have a disaster recovery or continuity of business operation plan. So I decided to help them out and proposed a disaster recovery plan. Since they do not have any knowledge about the different media or methods of backup, I explained each method to them. The key considerations that matter while designing a backup policy are setting the recovery time objective and recovery point objective. Recovery time objective is the time period after a disaster at which business functions needs to be restored. Different business functions may have different recovery time objective. Recovery point objective is the time to which you plan to recover your data. For example, if you take overnight backups, the recovery point objective will often be at the end of the previous day activity. Next, I explained to them the different media options they have on which they can perform backup. Tapes are a very efficient way of backing up data. They are inexpensive and can store large amount of data. The only problem with tape is that it is linear and it stores data sequentially. This means that the files are saved in a chronological order. So file retrieval is very convenient if a full recovery is required. In an event of a single file being lost, however, tapes are extremely inefficient because they require someone to rewind and fast forward the tape in order to find the file. Like cassettes, data tapes requires meticulous care in extreme weather and humid conditions. Tapes can easily be ruined and the data on them can be lost. Optical device storage has limited capacity and space. Then I discussed about CDs and DVDs as they have number of advantages over data tapes. Storage and file specific recovery are quicker and these media are fast becoming ubiquitous. The problem with CDs and DVDs is that they can't store as much data as tape can. Lastly, I talked to them about using attached storage, which is basically an external hard drive which can be connected to a computer through a USB port or attached to a network. Flash storage is a good and inexpensive option for storing data. The key to using an external hard drive, as with any data storage device, is to back up frequently and then take the files offsite by ensuring that there are two to three copies of backup data, and risk associated with the loss of the backup data is eliminated. Then I talked about different types of backup, namely cumulative, incremental, and full backup. In a cumulative backup, only the data changed since last full backup is backed up. In an incremental backup, all blocks modified since last incremental or full backups are backed up. A full backup takes a full backup of the system regardless of any changes. I also told them about using on-site virtualization. Virtualization is the process of masking or abstracting physical resources. Virtualization is an affordable technology that increases utilization. During the process of virtualization, a second server makes exact copy of everything of the main server, like operating system, software, application, and data in every 15 to 16 minutes. The This server replica, also known as image, can take over if the main server fails or gets corrupted. There's no need to reload uh, software, configure your network, or reload your data. Virtualization also reduces hardware maintenance costs because of lower number of physical servers. Having each application within own virtual server, you can prevent one application from impacting another application when upgrade or changes are made. And then the third option was remote replication, which is basically told them that it's copying of data to a device at a remote location for data protection or disaster recovery purposes. So in case if there's any kind of disaster or natural disaster or any kind of disaster, they could easily access the data from the remote location, and it will enable the business continuity operation from the target sites. And then I also gave them an option of conducting online backups of their database. Online backup is still a relatively a new option, but its popularity is increasing because backups can happen automatically and typically only require a quick file setup. Online backup is a lot more secure and reliable than other options because all of the data is encrypted and protected by a password. Since online backup are fully automatic, there is less chance of human error. It's a lot more secure. Uh, since our sorry, it also deletes previous backup files that are over the retention period set by the company. Negative side of to online backup includes its comparably high cost and speed of total recovery. Because backups are done entirely over the internet, your best bet for efficient backup and fast data recovery is to use high-speed connections such as broadband cable or T1 connection. Dial-up connection are less than desirable for this method of backup, especially if you move large amount of data on a regular basis. The solution I proposed to them involved three main steps. First, I suggested them that they perform a full backup of their system every Friday night. Then they should perform a different shell or cumulative backup every weekend night. While performing the full backup every Friday, they should use attached storage as their backup medium. After backing up their data, they should make a duplicate copy of it to ensure redundancy. After making a duplicate copy of the backup, the second device should be taken offsite. After I proposed a solution, I gave them some suggestion on how to maintain their system. The hardware that backs up or the computers, the servers, tape drive, hard drive, and so on needs routine cleaning and other maintenance. Some components may need to be replaced or upgraded from time to time. Backup software will require updates. So I advised them that they should state in their backup policy who is responsible for maintaining the system and what sort of maintenance schedule is followed. Uh, on the security uh, aspect, I told them that not only should they keep their records secure for the company's sake, but they should also protect investor and customer information. Data encryption or making data unavailable without a password is possible on each of these forms of data storage, including tapes. They should make sure that even if their data is stolen, others won't be able to open their files. Another important aspect of taking backups and performing recovery is ensuring redundancy. Redundancy is the key for any backup scenario. After implementing a backup and recovery method, one should regularly test it. The company should test how well their backup system is working by recovering a randomly selected file each month. This way they can be sure that your system will work when they need to. I hope by implementing the background recovery policy proposed by me, the business is protected by any inconvenience due to any sort of system failure or corruption. The company decided on implementing a policy and decided to keep their data retention policy to 1 or 2 months, depending upon the amount of data traffic they receive. They also decided to use PKI encryption in order to secure their backup data. That's all. Thank you.